Welcome to Liquid Lunch, coming at you live Tuesday, February the 9th, 2010. And we're still on the 9 shot. We don't do the 9 shot. There, that's better. You can't see. Well, why do you tell me to turn it on, Blue?
Turn it on. Now.
Okay, show her. See? There's Natalie. She's my co-host today. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, Hugh. Is it coming on? What's that? Okay.
Welcome to the show.
I still can't see.
What? There it's coming, Blue. Welcome to Liquid Lunch, everybody. Hey, you got us coffee, Natalie. That's so nice.
It's not that nice.
It's very nice.
There's much more nicer things that can be done.
That's right. Like what?
Like, what if I gave you a puppet? Wouldn't that be nicer than a cup of coffee?
Thank you for bringing up the puppet.
What, did you have dreams of Muppet babies last night or something?
No, I just, for some reason...
Sesame Street?
We should tell people what we're doing right now. You and I were texting this morning, just making sure everything's going to come together on the show, right?
Right.
And I said, because I think our first guest is not coming in, that we're going to need to, like, banter for half an hour. And you said, give me some ideas for topics. And for some reason, puppets came into my mind.
Like hand puppets, the string puppets.
It's a good question. What kind of puppets are there? There's the hand puppet, of course.
How could you make $1 million off puppets?
Well, I think probably we should go ask... I'm having I can't remember. Who's the guy that invented the Muppets?
Jim Henson.
Jim Henson. Let's go ask him. I bet he made $1 million with puppets.
Okay, why
Right?
don't you just find him?
Like, is there anybody else who's made more money with puppets than Jim Henson? Come on. He came up with Yoda, for crying out loud.
That's Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Now, my problem with Yoda was, Blue, is it a little hot? I'm feeling like it's a little hot. I'm talking about the mics. Just a little hot.
And Michael's running off in the back of the kitchen to open the window.
That's what I thought. That's why I clarified. But see, the problem with Yoda, okay, Yoda's supposed to be like some wise creature, but he looks like a puppet. And B, he's got Kermit's voice. This is the problem. Like, Jim Henson only had so many voices. So Yoda sounds just like Kermit the Frog.
Is Jim Henson the one that did all the voices for them too?
Yeah.
No. He is?
Yeah, because if you're the puppet master, the puppeteer, you've got to go like this. Hello. No, Luke. You must use the Force.
Sounds like Grover.
That's right. They all sound the same. Grover, Kermit, Cookie Monster. Thank you, Blue.
Except for Elmo.
Boy, if we had some cookies here, I'd do my Cookie Monster impersonation.
Oh, if you should have brought some.
But somebody would have to clean up. Yeah. Jim Henson only really had a couple of voices.
Well, have you seen any movies lately? I saw, oh God, Legion over the weekend.
Yeah? What was it like?
It was just, I don't know. It was not exactly what I expected it was going to be. It was like not even a full story. It was just kind of like ongoing.
Maybe
but
it's...
then it doesn't. Do you know what happens?
No.
Do you want to know? Do you care?
Okay. I care.
Well, basically, like God is angry at everyone, so he sends the angels to kill all the people. But this one woman is gonna have a baby who will save the world. It's like Jesus coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was for 2012. Maybe there'll be someone born to save us from that destruction.
You think?
I don't know.
I think if you read the literature about 2012, what they say is that each of us needs to become Christ-like.
What's your
Do you know what I mean?
definition of... No, I don't. What's your definition of Christ-like?
Well, if you read the accounts of Jesus...
Have you read the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you read the accounts of Jesus, he talks about, you know, these things and more you shall do, right? So, you know, so that's I think that's where we're going. I don't think we can rely on an external thing to do it. We're supposed to do it ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was with the mafia voice this afternoon?
What mafia voice?
When the show first came on and you were doing like a Sopranos or
Was I?
a Godfather voice.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I go into voices sometimes, and I don't sometimes plan it. I just do it.
Can you do accents?
Sometimes, if I gotta really feel it. But like, what kind of accent?
I don't know, Australian?
Peking duck.
Sure, Chinese.
That's all I can do. I could just say Peking duck.
What about Australian?
Struth. I can only do one word at a time. Unless I'm in the mood for it, you know? I do certain voices like, from my hometown. You know?
That's what people in your hometown sound like?
Yeah, that's pretty much. Going home, putting in the garden for the missus.
And what about people in your hometown now? What about people?
What
That's
do you
a Toronto accent. Some people say that they have accents in Toronto.
Yeah, there is. There's a certain accent in Toronto. Bamboo Gardens. That's a Toronto accent. Bamboo Gardens. Out and about. You know what? I'll tell you a funny little story. When I was, anyways, there was a time. Anyway,
How long ago?
I was
100
younger.
years ago?
When I was 17 years old.
So 120 years ago?
I worked in. I lived in a tent one summer in Quebec, and I
Okay.
lived.
Were you planting trees?
No, not that summer. I
Oh.
planted trees, but no, I was working at a campground.
You were a camp leader?
No, I was. It was a. It was a KOA campground. I was working there, living in a tent, doing everything, cutting the grass, collecting garbage, all the good stuff, right? And anyway, every night, all the kids that were like about my age from the camp that were staying there from all over North America would come to my tent, and we'd have a campfire, right? And
Well, how come they were always going to your tent?
because I was the only guy that worked there. So I went to every campsite during the day, collecting
Okay.
garbage. I would meet the people, right? Of course. Right?
Right.
And invite them over to my campsite and have a campfire. So anyways, one night, there were these family of kids from Louisiana. And we're sitting around the campfire, whatever. And they said, or I said, like, where are you guys from? And they said, Louisiana. And I said, whereabouts? And they started laughing. They just started laughing because I said whereabouts. They thought that was funny. They don't use that word down there. Whereabouts. That's funny. They thought.
But they still understood what you were trying to say.
Well, yeah, they did understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
I guess
So
they
that's
had-
my Toronto accent, Canada accent thing. Yeah.
I wish I could do accents.
Plus, I was the only one that could speak English. All the other workers were French Canadians, and they didn't live at the campground, right? So, like, I was the guy. So I could speak English.
But you were
to
from
me.
Ontario, just went to Quebec for the summer?
Yeah.
And why? Just decided.
I wanted to learn French, and I wanted to work in a French environment, so that's what I did.
So how's your French after
It's
that?
not bad.
Okay. Too many questions for you?
Let's get back to the puppets, shall we? Hey, why don't we talk about what we have on the show today
Let's do
before we
it.
go any further? Okay, we have now this is amazing. We have Yasus Afari coming in. Now, it's not very often we get to meet a king here on the show, but Yasus has been crowned king in 2 African countries. He's a poet philosopher. He was invited to the World Religious Parliament in Australia this year, and he's got a performance in Waterloo tomorrow, and we're looking forward to having him on the show in probably about 20 minutes. It's going to be really exciting. Then we've got author Bud Hallberg, and he's coming in. He's got a book called Return to First Principles. What are the first principles, Natalie?